God's a love that's divine, yours and it's mine like the sun.
There are so many stories about the Buddha. And I'd like to share one of my favorite with you today. The Buddha was injured. And he went to his home and he began to meditate. And as he's meditating, he's feeling the pain. And he's able to transcend that pain, to not be critical of it, to not suffer from that pain, to not let his mind be anxious. And he's able to fall asleep. This story is about loving kindness. And as the Buddha slept, the demon goddess Mara came to him. And Mara said, "What are you doing? Are you asleep or are you drunk? Don't you have something better to do?" And the Buddha sat up and he recognized Mara. And he said, "No, I'm not asleep. And I'm not drunk. I'm just doing my work, doing my duty. And I rest, beholding all life with compassion." With that, Mara disappeared. The Buddha recognized Mara and in a sense said, "I see you." And instead of ignoring Mara or getting angry at him and chasing him away, the Buddha recognized him. Recognized him as that part of himself, that critical part, that part of us that is our inner critic. Anybody have one of those? So this lesson today is about this inner critic. How can we transform this inner critic through loving kindness? In the story, Mara is portrayed as an external entity. And I believe that each one of us has a strong inner entity that is our self-critic, that is often criticizing whatever is in front of us. Ever notice? No matter what we do, this inner critic finds something negative to say about it. I have an inner critic, and often my inner critic comes to me after I've meditated of all places and all times. And sometimes that critic comes to me and it says, "You got kind of sleepy in your meditation. Oh, you might even have dozed off, or maybe your mind wandered. Maybe meditation isn't such a good thing for you. Maybe it's kind of a waste of time." Yeah? And then when I don't meditate, the inner critic says, "Blaine, what do you tell people every Sunday? That they should meditate. You're not living your life in integrity, are you? I think you need to get your act together and meditate like you tell everybody else." True for you? A trademark of the inner critic is that it puts us in a double bind. We're damned if we do, and damned if we don't. And there is the rub, or the title of this talk today. And just as the Buddha recognized Mara, we too need to recognize this inner critic and say, there you are. Oh, I see you. Oh, you've come to talk to me. How fabulous. It seems to me that this inner critic has been called in many religions as the devil. Yeah, that little tempting voice that is always irritating us and shaking us up and stirring us up and criticizing us and telling us that we're wrong. Now, in Unity, we don't believe in the devil. We don't believe that there's a evil energy in the world or within us. This is what Charles Fillmore, Unity's co-founder, says about evil and the devil in his book titled Christian Healing. He says, if we think that evil exists as a power in the world that is working in our lives and in the lives of those about us, we make it an active force. And it appears to be all that we imagine it. Be wise. Pronounce nothing evil. And only good will come. Evil is the subjective label we give to events that we do not understand. And it usually the result of humans misusing their God-given powers. Evil does not endure. It's kind of interesting. This kind of gives us two ideas. And the first one is that the devil and evil don't exist, that the devil isn't some being with a red tail, pitchfork tail down someplace in the center of the earth. And nor does evil exist in the world as any kind of energy. It can seem like it when we come from a place of lack or doubt or fear. We can feel this energy in ourselves, but it's just our lack and limitation. It's coming from erroneous or error thinking that we perceive that this feeling that we have has energy. Unity believes that God is the only power in the universe, that there's only one presence and only one power. And when we get to that place in our consciousness where we think that there's something else, that's when it appears to be evil. It's strictly an illusion. I love what Jesus says after he's tempted. Remember, he goes out into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, yeah? And then he is tempted. And do you remember what he says to this entity? He says, "Get thee behind me, Satan." And I think that's interesting because he's saying, you know what? I'm letting my Christ mind drive this bus. So you get behind me. He's not saying that it doesn't exist, but he's saying you put that behind you and you let your Christ mind, your perfection, your truth, your life, your love, your power, your peace, your joy drive your consciousness and drive your expression of truth. Drive your life. Certainly, having those feelings are there. And we don't want to ignore the feelings. And I think often it's true that this critical mind has some element of truth. Certainly, I doze off sometimes in meditation. I admit it. I've even fallen asleep a couple times. But I don't think that's a reason for me to get upset with myself and criticize my meditation practice. You know, we're all human. Stuff happens. And, our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, often fell asleep. And people will wake him up and say, "Well, Charles, aren't you supposed to be meditating?" And he'd say, "I am meditating. If I'm sleeping, I'm meditating." Meditating is connecting with the source of truth that's within all of us. And, it's interesting. If we listen to this dialogue of our inner critic, it can really affect our lives. If we can give in to the abundance of ideas, negative ideas that come to us, it can hurt our lives. It can keep us from being productive. It can stifle our creativity. It can limit our ability to love. And it can destroy our spiritual practice. So what we want to do is to be able to say, oh, I see you. Kind of like the Buddha did to Mara. Oh, I see you. There you are. How interesting. And you have something to share with me. And we can know that there might be an element of truth in it, but for the most part, what this inner critic has to say to us is criticism that's not true. Keeps us stuck. It believes that the best way to ensure our happiness is to criticize us about our shortcomings. And it doesn't realize that in doing so, it can steal our happiness. We kind of grow up with this inner critic. I think that it seems to me we get it like in junior high or something. Yeah, when we become so focused on what people think about us. You remember that? And you got to be cool. You got to look just the right way. And it's like, it seems like that's about the time it comes into maturity, and it starts to analyze everything that's happening to us. And then as we grow older, if we're not careful and we don't take charge of this inner critic, it can sometimes run our lives. And so what we want to do is to be able to give loving kindness to this inner critic and not push it away, but say, oh, here you are. I see you. So what can we do with this inner critic? The Buddha was quite clear. And he said, everything that you do, every thought you have, either leads you to enlightenment or leads you astray. So what we want to do is to be very clear about what we do with the messages of our inner critic. So I want to take us through a process today that is a Buddhist process, and it's called metta, or loving kindness. So we're going to do an extended meditation and practice this technique. Are you willing? Okay. So I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Giving thanks for all the love in your life. And I invite you to think of someone that you love. Someone that you care for. And so imagine that they're right in front of you. And I invite you to say to this person, may you be safe and protected. May you be safe and protected. Holding this person in your mind's eye. Let's say this together. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong together. May you be healthy and strong. May you be truly happy together. May you be truly happy. And imagine this friend, this loved one, receiving this gift. See it moving into their beingness, into their soul. And now, in the same way, allow yourself to be aware of another friend or relative. Someone that you love, someone that you care for, someone whose friendship you cherish. And let's affirm these statements for them as well. The first one is, may you be safe and protected together. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong together. Be healthy and strong. May you be truly happy. May you be truly happy. And again, see your dear one taking in this love, this truth. See it moving into every thought, every space, every cell, into their soul. And now imagine that these two dear ones, your friends, your relatives, these two that you have blessed are now looking at you. And you open your heart and you open your mind to receive their blessing. And let my words be their words as you receive. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong. May you be truly happy. Allow these words, these truths, to be totally absorbed by your mind. By your body, by your soul. And in the same way, imagine that you can speak to your inner critic. And as the inner critic hears these words, it is softened. It relaxes. It becomes filled with loving kindness. And now let's speak these words gently, softly to our inner critic. May you be safe and protected. Together, may you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong. Together, may you be healthy and strong. May you be truly happy. Together, may you be truly happy. Relaxing. Take a breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And I invite you to begin to bring your awareness back to this room, back to our ohana, our friends and our family. And in a moment, I'm going to ask for us all, as we look around, to affirm these words of loving kindness to each other. And let's say each stanza 3 times. So the first one, may you be safe and protected. Let's say it together. May you be safe and protected. Again. May you be safe and protected. Again. May you be safe and protected. May you be healthy and strong. Together. May you be healthy and strong. May you be healthy and strong. May you be healthy and strong. May you be truly happy together. May you be truly happy. May you be truly happy. May you be truly happy. Through loving kindness, we can become compassionate, as the Buddha did. Through loving kindness, we can be the essence of the Christ, as Jesus did. By loving each other, we create a world of love and light and peace. So I invite you this week to remember to be loving and kindness. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, to behold those around you in the essence of these words, knowing that the love that you share moves into them and out into the world, creating a world of love and compassion. So I invite you to close your eyes. Breathing in and breathing out. And to know that the essence of love and compassion is who you are. That the Christ presence, the Buddha mind is in you. And let's take just a moment to rest and to feel the energy of these truths. This poem is titled The Guest House by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. And so it is.
Where I live, there are